Hello, everyone. My name is Priscilla James. I'm the program manager for the Baylor New Venture Competition, and this is the info session. So I'm very glad you all joined in, and please know that there is a chat function so that you can send all your questions there, and we will answer them through that chat. And please make sure that you indicate to all attendees because maybe someone has a question that is similar to yours. And so throughout this session, I'm going to give you details about the competition itself and also what we're looking for in the executive summary. This webinar is recorded and will be posted on the New Venture website, which we have linked in the chat. So if you're not able to stay for the entire time, that's okay, we will post it. So once again, thank you so much for attending. So the two parts, there are three different rounds to the competition, two different sections. So the first part will be online. For round one, we have an executive summary and asks for student status verification. That executive summary is due on November 1st, along with your student status verification. And that is just proving that you are a student currently for the fall 2020 semester, or you've recently graduated as of May 2019 and after. That is due November 1st. I implore you to go ahead and submit your request to National Clearinghouse for your student status verification because they may be backlogged because of all the administrative issues that are going on with universities and even Clearinghouse because of COVID, etc. So please be sure to request that sooner than later because we have a hard deadline of November 1st. Round two, the top 50 teams submit a 10-page business plan, capitalization table, and tax forms. And so that is your 10-page business plan, but also includes the information of who is on your team and what percentage of the company that they own, and that is for the cap table. The tax forms include your EIN, and that is showing us that you are a legal entity or an established company. So for round one, you don't already have to be a company. You can have an idea or not have formed an entity yet, but those top 50 teams for round two do need to go ahead and have a verification that they are a legal company. That 10-page business plan is due on January 4th. You will know if you have made it to the top 50 by December 4th. So that gives you a good month to go ahead and apply for those tax forms. The holidays can also delay the time that the Secretary of State or whatever works out in your country or in your state to get that EIN number. And there you go. March 26th and 27th, we have our finals at Baylor. Of course, that just depends on the status of COVID, but for now, it is here on campus. And our finals include a 10-minute presentation with a 10-minute Q&A for our judges. Our judges include investors, bankers, lawyers, executives, and accomplished entrepreneurs. So we just want to make sure that throughout the competition, you are getting all the help that you need to be successful for the lifetime of your company, not just for the competition. So please note that during round one and round two, we do send the feedback back to you from the judges to make sure that you can continuously improve. So on the Saturday, March 27th, we have our awards banquet and elevator pitch competition, and that is for the final 10 teams. So this is a business plan and elevator pitch competition that offers the biggest cash awards in the business school here at Baylor University. The teams share in over $250,000 in cash and prizes. So these first place is $50,000, second place is $25,000, and third place is $10,000. Our prizes include in-kind awards. So financial mentoring, marketing mentorship, IBM credits, Amazon credits, resources to make sure that you're successful for your company. Benefits for applying to the competition, aside from the cash awards, of course, include expert feedback. Once again, our judges are experts in their industries, and so we make sure that they give you feedback to make sure that you are successful and creating, growing your company and making sure it's scalable and profitable. We also have exclusive networking. Because this is a global competition, meaning students from all over the world can apply. This gives you an opportunity to network with different individuals, and you can get some ideas on how to grow your company and just be more innovative. And the same thing with our judges. They're from all over the world also. So this gives you an opportunity to continue to have mentoring and to grow. Our top 10 teams are paired with mentors as close to the industry as possible, and this makes sure that you are prepared for the competition, but once again, prepared to be successful with your company. We also have presentation style coaching. So perhaps you're really great on writing your executive summary and your business plan, and you may need a little help on actually presenting to your prospective investors, clients, or even customers. Well, we give you help with that. So the first round for our top 10 teams, we give that presentation style coaching through virtually, and then you have that opportunity to do it in person. Of course, given COVID, we're adaptable to that. So we make sure that you have all the coaching and feedback that you need. We also have a business showcase. So those top 10 teams have an opportunity to have a sort of reverse career fair where you have your own booth and you can have your prototypes or your pamphlets, business cards, and things of that sort to show the judges and attendees your business. Give them opportunity to network with them also. And of course, we are adaptable if we can't be in person due to COVID. Now, at the awards banquet and elevator pitch competition, this gives you an opportunity to have more mingling, more networking, and just have some fun. And we have our elevator pitch competition. This is a 90-second pitch where the audience votes. So you really want to make sure that you win your audience over. So these are no longer just the judges, but everyone in the room, all the attendees, your friends and family. So you want to make sure that you give a compelling pitch. So who's eligible? Team members with teams of 2 to 4 members, and these members include current students or recent alumni, undergraduate, graduates, and these are students from all over the world. Please take note that a team must have at least one full-time current student, and full-time is current is fall 2020. Your team must also have C-level roles, so chief of operations, chief of marketing, etc. We want to make sure that your team is made up of the founders, the co-founders. And the equity that is owned by your team members must equal up to 25% total. And your venture must have also raised less than $250,000 outside of friends and family. We're also asking for early stage and for-profit ventures. So that 250K cap helps with the early stage. So how do you apply? You create a business idea, form a team of 2 to 4 students or alumni, including that one full-time current student, at least one. And you submit a 2-page executive summary. It's pretty simple. Our deadline is November 1st. I've included the website address here and also in the chat. And if you have any questions outside of the webinar, you can feel free to send me an email. So our executive summary, we're only asking for 2 pages. We ask for the quality idea to be awesome. And of course, if you're here, that means your idea must be awesome. So 20% of your score goes towards that. And we just want to make sure that you are thinking your idea thoroughly and putting that across in your summary. Now, viability and scalability of the model or strategy of your company is worth 20%, and that ensures that it's your company, your venture, your idea is possible and scalable. So will it be profitable? Will you be able to grow it outside of just your one community, or perhaps you want to grow it towards out of state, across the country, across the world? We just want to make sure that you are scalable and profitable. Making sure that you make a profit is really important to make sure that you can continue running your company. Market attractiveness and exit potential is worth 20%. So you want to make sure that you explain that there is a market for your business, that there are customers that will be able to want your product or your services. An exit potential shows that you're thinking your company all the way through to the end. And the end does not specifically mean that you're closing down your company, but it means perhaps you're explaining that you want to pass it on in your family, you plan to sell it, you want to merge, you want to be acquired. So you want to make sure that you include that in your summary. And the quality of the written work, that should be the easiest thing. Make sure you have someone double check and triple check your work to make sure that it's written well and that you are getting your idea across quickly. And 30% is the investor interest level, and that is just showing a hypothetical investor at this point, hypothetical investor showing interest in your company. Is it does it look like someone would want to invest in it? Does it show that if someone invests that they'll actually get a return on that? And we have questions. Do you have advice for finding business partners? So at your university, if you specifically want to partner with someone there at university, you can check with different departments, specifically your entrepreneurship department, or it depends on your the type of business that you have. You can find partners that way. And can you clarify 25% of equity? Can the team members own 100% of the company? Yes, your team members can own all of the company. 25% is the minimum. And so that makes sure that we have the founders and co-founders on the team, specifically C-level. Thanks for those questions. So the executive summary includes one sentence summary. Very clear, very concise. So at a glance, the judge knows exactly what your company does and why. And give more details with the overview of the business. And the problem solved. You want to make sure that you're solving a pain point that exists somewhere in the world. It's not just a random, so to speak, idea, but there's actually a market for your product or services. And then you explain what you are doing to solve the problem that you have explained. The market overview shows what percentage, so to speak, of the world or the industry will be able to use your product. In the business model, do you plan on selling online? Do you want to have a brick and mortar? Do you want to, is it business to business, or are you selling directly to customers? So you want to explain more on that. And who are your customers if you already have the company, or prospective customers if it's an idea or a venture that's in the works? And what is your sales and marketing strategies? How do you actually plan to capture your customers? And you want to make sure that you're competitive. Why are you better than the other offerings that are out there? Why are you better than your competitors? So you want to make sure that you explain that you are better so that you are able to have investors and make sure that they have interest in getting a return and wanting to mentor you. And you also want to be clear on who is on your management team. Now, that will include individuals that are part of your competition team, and it may also include individuals that are not part of your competition team, especially if you have a larger company. So you want to explain who these individuals are and why they are important to your company. Why do they add value, or how do they add value to your venture? And you also want to include how much capital is needed to show the judge that you are thinking it through, to know that running a website is not specifically free. Even if it's time, you have to know that you have to pay the hosting, or you have to pay the graphics, or even the branding. So you want to make sure that you thought it through of how much capital you need and what you would do with the capital. You also want to include the contact information for the team leaders. That will give me, as a manager of the competition, access to know how to ask you questions, but also the judges, because your executive summary must include as much information as possible in 2 pages. So earlier I was referring to explaining your student status. because that's also due on November 1st, along with your 2-page executive summary. So if you graduated from May 2019 or later, when you go to the National Clearinghouse website, which is linked in the application, you would indicate degree or school certificate is what you are looking to verify. If you are a current student, as in fall 2020, you would indicate current enrollment. That way, the document that they produce will be very clear and concise on what your status is. It's very important, once again, to request this early so that there aren't any delays in getting your verification. I have questions. Clarify full-time student. What about grad students? Yes, grad students are also eligible to apply, and each university, I understand, has different eligibility or explanation of what a full-time student is. So if you are a full-time student according to your university, then you are considered full-time for the competition itself. So yes, you must have at least one full-time student on your team. Another question is, can we use our student transcript or our current fall class schedule if we can't do the clearinghouse form? You can do a student transcript if you can't do the clearinghouse form, and that would have to come from the student registrar's office or the registrar's office of your university. And so they would give that to you in a PDF form and you can upload that. We do prefer the clearinghouse website, but if you can't do that, especially if it's international, then yes, you may use a student transcript. Another question is, you started a corporation and both co-founders will be on the team presented. Do the other 2 students also have to be C-level executives? We have them as advisors with some equity in the company. Okay, so yes, we all have to have C-level executives on the team. So if you wanted to compete with just the 2 co-founders, you are welcome to do that if one of you is a full-time student. But yes, everyone on the team must have a C-level role. And yes, graduate students do have to be full-time. So I know for undergraduate students, that's 12 hours. And for grad students, it varies on universities on what full-time means. So yes, a grad student does have to be full-time according to their university. And when you send us the verification from the National Student Clearinghouse or your transcript from university, it should indicate that you are currently full-time. Thanks for your question, guys. So for the Baylor students, if you're not ready to apply, or even if you're not a Baylor student, you can attend. Baylor students can volunteer. And so we have our competition, our finals, in person, given COVID, would be March 26th and 27th. And the deadline, once again, if you want to apply, is November 1st. So please see the website if you have any other questions. And if you have any questions outside of the website, you can send me an email at newventurecomp@baylor.edu. Yes, the application is through the UNoodle platform, and that is found on the website, the New Venture website, and there is a link on there that says apply, and you can just click on there and it'll take you straight to the website, or straight to the application on UNoodle. Yes, and it's a very user-friendly platform. No, you don't need to be incorporated yet to participate in the competition. You can have an idea and apply with your 2-page executive summary and student status. And for round 2, if you make it to the top 50, then yes, you will need to be incorporated. On the website, you can find a list of the past winning ideas, and that would be on the website is linked at the top in the chat, and that's baylor.edu/business/newventure-competition. And there will be a link that says past winners, and it'll also have a link that says success after the competition. Another question is there only one team selected per school? No, several teams from each school can apply. All right, thanks everyone. I really appreciate you all coming to listen to the session. If you have any other questions, please email me at newventurecomp@baylor.edu.